Madam Deputy Speaker, for allowing me to speak. Under a Conservative government, social care is in crisis. This is clear to almost everyone in this House and to the 1.2 million people across the country whose complex needs are not being met. In fact, it would appear the only people this is not clear to is the Conservative government. If you were following either of the Secretaries of State responsible for social care over the conference period, you would struggle to find any reference to the crisis or indeed to social care. And so I'm pleased that the opposition has used this day to bring this incredibly important issue to the floor. As we are facing a complete policy vacuum from the government, social care provisions have been neglected and gutted by the central government. By March 2018, we will have seen £6.3 billion cut from the adult social care budget during 8 years of Conservative-led government. In the same 8 years, there has been a 48% increase in the number of people who have some form of unmet needs. This is no coincidence. The Conservative government's failure to tackle the social care crisis is having a hugely damaging impact on elderly and disabled people in our society, pushing them into increasingly vulnerable and precarious positions, not receiving adequate or appropriate care. Government cuts to local authorities' budgets mean they are simply no longer able to provide the level of care that is needed. 48% of authorities across the country reported home care providers handling back contracts in the first 5 months of the fiscal year. And, Madam Deputy Speaker, Warrington is no exception. Indeed, we have already seen 2 providers hand back significant contracts this year. And so the Council is approximately 500 hours of home care short on any given day, resulting in delayed transfers of care. Members will be aware that the government's response to these delays has been to fiscally punish local authorities for not meeting unrealistic targets by withholding funding and threatening extortionate fines. If this government is not prepared to invest in essential care for the health and well-being of the elderly and disabled in society, then what is it prepared to invest in? During 2017 general election campaign, the Prime Minister infamously U-turned on her flagship social care policy. And 5 months later, she is still yet to provide us with any alternative, whilst other members of her cabinet are still yet to rule out the discredited dementia tax policy. Thank you.
Kelly Tolhurst.